Hey guys, I've had several viewers of the channel ask about behind the scenes for some of my older videos. Now, sometimes I drop the ball when documenting my work, and I generally regret when I do. Beyond some stills, I don't really have much to show you of its production, but I'm going to give it a shot. There's an experimental film festival called Windex here in Winnipeg, and one of the events they hold is called the One Take Super 8. Basically, you can sign up, they give you a Super 8 cartridge and access to a camera. You shoot the film, give it back, they get it all processed, splice everything together, then have a screening where everyone gets to see their films for the first time, and it's a lot of fun. I've done it twice, and for my second kick at it, I wanted to do something in the style of German Expressionist silent film. Why I decided to use steamed hams as the basis, I couldn't tell you at this point. I don't really remember. My main inspiration was clearly the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, a quintessential work of German Expressionism. I highly recommend checking it out. It is a seminal film. Its fingerprints are all over cinematic horror and psychological thriller to this day. The final scene hits you like a ton of bricks. As an aside, another silent film you should watch is Buster Keaton's The General. It's basically Mad Max Fury Road. I digress. Because I was shooting everything on a single cartridge of Super 8, I had 3 minutes 20 seconds of film to shoot, and I had to edit in camera, shooting everything in sequence and in one take. Obviously, I had to plan everything out beforehand. To start, I assembled a cut of the original Steamed Hams footage with music taken from one of the original scores, and added dialogue cards, all to get a sense of timing. After that, I figured out all the locations I needed. Instead of making full-size backdrops, I made a series of 8x10 paintings. The idea was to project them. I could make them as big as I needed and switch them out instantly. With these background images and the help of software not made by Adobe, I put together a storyboard, as well as the dialogue and title cards. Some people have said I may have done too many title cards, but I don't go to where they work and slap the dick out of their mouths, so whatever. Props were pretty simple: a table, chairs, and an oven, which I built out of foam core, the material of champions. I enlisted the help of a few friends: Kelly, who played the Dr. Caligari Chalmers character, Jason, who played the Cesar Skinner character, and his partner Jen, who did his makeup. I managed to get a large, completely dark basement area with high ceilings, which was integral to making everything work, as I needed room for the throw of the projector, as well as the narrow field of view of the Super 8 format. Now that's a serious crop factor. Here is a diagram of how things were set up. I had a short throw, about 1-to-1 projector on the floor at the back wall, rear projecting onto a big white tarp, about 12 feet wide and 10 feet tall. In front of that, I had my performers and props. They were lit by an overhead fixture with a really long and narrow softbox. I wanted to get that aggressive look to the lighting, all while preventing it from polluting the backdrop. The background did end up a little dim, which was a combination of a thick tarp and a wimpy projector, but it worked well enough. In front of all that, I had a Super 8 camera on a tripod. Off to the side, I set up a computer to both control the backdrop image and show the dialogue card images. As I said earlier, everything was shot in sequence, so I had to shoot a shot, then run over to the computer and shoot the title card and back. All told, it took about 4 hours. Unfortunately, it was a little too dark in the room, and focusing Super 8 can be a bit of a crapshoot. So some of my shots and most of the dialogue card shots were a bit out of focus. In the version up on YouTube, I recreated the dialogue cards digitally and replaced them. Here is the original cut as it screened at Windex back in 2021. So this is the making of the film/video that gave me some traction here on YouTube. It was up for nearly a year before kind of blowing up. The algorithm was in my favor, and I managed to gain a little bit of an audience. Ultimately, I make this stuff for my own amusement, and if you're amused by it too, all the better. Thanks for your support, and keep up the good fight.